Good afternoon, students. After completion of algebra, now we should start calculus. In algebra, you have learned about matrices, determinant, trigonometry already studied, set theory studied. So today we shall start with calculus. In calculus, you have to study three parts. First, continuity and differentiability. Second part is differentiation. Third part is integration. After differentiation, you have to study about its application. Similarly, after integration, it should be its application. So you have to study the three parts in calculus: continuity, differentiability and integration. But before this, see some important functions. These functions are already studied in standard 11. Here, just recall it or recapitulate it. First is constant function. Constant function. Suppose C be a real fixed number. C a real fixed number. NUMER. Suppose C is a real fixed number, then the function fx as defined by fx is equal to c. Fx is equal to c, where x is any real and c is constant, then it is called constant function. X is any real means x belongs to R and c is constant. This function is called constant function. When we draw its graph, then its graph should be like this. Suppose this is x and y axis, and here it is c, then graph will be that line, that parallel to x-axis. So this is called graph of constant function. Next come to identity function. A function fx identity function. A function fx as defined by fx is equal to x for all x belongs to R. A function fx as defined by fx is equal to x is called identity function. Its domain is real number and its range is also real number. So domain is real and range is also real. Domain and range are also real. The third one is modulus function. Modulus function. A function fx as defined by fx is equal to modulus of x. Such function is called modulus function, and you already know what does it mean. It means this would be x when x is greater than equal to 0, and it is minus x when x is less than 0. That function is called modulus function. The next one, this is one of very important, that is signum function. Signum function. This signum function, its general definition, a function fx is called signum function fx is called signum function when it is defined by fx is equals to modulus of x bata x. The first part, modulus of fx by x, when x is not equals to 0, and this is equal to 0 when x is equal to 0. When x is equal to 0. Moreover, on the basis of modulus function, we divide into 3 parts. So you write moreover when x is greater than 0. When x is greater than 0, then modulus of x is equal to x as defined earlier, and x and x should cancel. So it becomes 1. Fx is equals to 1 when x is equals to greater than 0. Here x is equal to 0, then fx is 0. So when x is equal to 0, and this is equals to when x is negative, that is less than 0, then modulus of x is equal to minus x. So here we put minus x upon x, then after cancellation it becomes minus 1 when x is less than 0. So such type of function is called signum function. The next one is greatest integer function. The next type of function is greatest integer function. Greatest integer function. This function is also known as step function, also called step function. A function fx is equal to greatest integer function of x. We write it like this one. This is called greatest integer function and is defined as greatest integer not more than, or you can say not exceeding x, not exceeding x. Greatest integer function of x is represented by this one. This is its value is not exceeding x. For see the example. The greatest integer function of 2.01, its value, I have already said, not exceeding x, so its value is 2. Similarly, the greatest integer function of my 2.9, or you consider 2.8, this is 2 because it cannot exceed x, it cannot exceed 2, so its value is 2. Whereas in case of negative, minus 1.4, in case of negative, it should be 2 minus 2. So this is meaning of greatest integer function. This term is has more use in continuous. Now come on to the term, our term, we should revise most of the term. Now come on to the first topic of calculus, that is continuity. First topic of calculus, that is continuity. Continuity. After revision of some previous terms which are useful in calculus, we should start now the first topic, which is continuous. So first write down its definition. A function fx, a function fx is said to be continuous a function fx is said to be continuous at a point A, if limit exists and its value is a. That means limit h tending to 0, f a minus h is equals to f a is equals to limit h tending to 0, f a plus h. Limit h tending to 0, f a minus h is equals to f a is equals to limit h tending to 0, f a plus h. This term is called left hand limit, and on the other side it is called right hand limit. So if all the three values are equal, then function is called continuous function. But if both values are equal, limit h tending to 0, f a minus h is equals to limit h tending to 0, f a plus h is not equals to f a. In that case, we say that this function is not continuous, that means discontinuous, although these two equality limit exists, and they are not continuous. So after the definition of continuous, let us start some problem. See the question. Discuss the continuity of the function fx when fx is equals to 2x minus 1 when x is less than 0 and 2x plus 1 when x is greater than equal to 0 at point x is equal to 0. So see the students, we have to test or check its continuous, whether this function is continuous or not at point 0. This value is called base value. This is called base value. So as per definition of continuity, we have to calculate all the three values and check are they equal or not. If they are equal, then we say that function is continuous, otherwise it is not continuous, that is discontinuous. So start with at x is equal to 0, first calculate f0. This is given when x is equal to 0, then this value is 2x plus 1. So in 2x plus 1 we put x is equal to 0, we should be 1. Next, calculate left hand limit. That means limit h tending to 0 f0 minus h. Obviously 0 minus h is less than 0. So first calculate f0 minus h. 0 minus h means it must be less than 0. So in replace here, replace x by 0 minus h. So it should be 2 into 0 minus h plus 1. 2 into 0 minus h plus 1. 2 into 0, that means 0 minus 2h plus 1. Now take limit as h tending to 0. So taking limit as h tending to 0, so f0 minus h, that is limit h tending to 0 minus 2h plus 1. So when h tends to 0, this becomes 1. Next, calculate right hand limit. Right hand limit means first find f0 plus h. Obviously 0 plus h is more than 0 for some value of x. So when h for a small value of h, 0 plus h is more than 0. So here we have replace x by 0 plus h in this identity because it is greater than 0. So it should be 2 into 0 plus h plus 1. And after simplification, we will take limit. So 2 into 0 plus h means 2h plus 1. And now take limit as h tending to 0. Therefore, limit h tending to 0 f0 plus h means when h tends to 0, then this becomes 0 plus 1. This is 1. So here we see f0 is equals to 1, f0 minus h is equals to 1, and finally f0 plus h is equals to 1. Hence all the three values are equal. So given function is continuous at x is equal to 0. At x is equal to 0. And finally we write hence limit h tending to 0 f0 minus h is equals to f0 is equals to limit h tending to 0 0 plus h. All the three values are equal. All the three values are equal. So given function, therefore given function is continuous at x is equal to 0. This should be your result, and you have to do like this.